beautiful people. My name is Desi Abney, and today we are here with Miss Jackie Shawn.
Hey.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just trying to stay warm.
Yes.
Well, I just wanted to start off by asking you some questions about your new poetry book, Bear.
Mm-hmm.
So how does it feel to be a published author?
It kind of feels surreal. I've been writing poetry since, I don't know, like 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote a poem for like this boy I had a crush on.
Okay.
Because I was like, I don't know how to tell him, so I'm gonna use like poetry.
Yeah.
And from there, I kind of realized that I use poetry as like this way to show like who I am in a vulnerable place, and that's why it's called Bear, because I feel like I show my true emotions and who I really am. So I always wanted to write like a book, but I didn't know it was gonna actually be like poetry. Until like all the accumulations of like whatever over the years, I realized like I need to share this with other like Black women and other people who kind of feel similar ways, and showcase that like you're not alone.
Yeah, definitely. So what does this piece of work mean to you personally, like as your first, piece of work?
I think it means to me that like there's nothing that like there's no limit to like what I can do. I know that your like thing is the blueprint, and I feel like as Black women we really like step up and set the stage for like the standard and what it is. And so when I wrote like the book and I released it, I realized like this is a monumental moment. This is me marking like it's not a territory, but knowing that like there is something that Jackie's living her legacy on this like planet and doing what she needs to do to like impact her community. So.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's awesome, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Next, I wanted to touch on your upcoming movie that you have coming out. So why was it important to you to have an all Black female cast?
Yes. So Pure Blood, I created the idea back in May of 2023, and the reason that I like create movies even now is to give opportunities to Black women. Black women in the media are not represented in the best light always. They're usually sexualized, or they're the side character, or they don't get represented well. And so for me, as a Black director and a writer, I wanted to create an all-female cast to give them the lead roles, to give them, the spotlight. And now that I'm actually like producing it and about to like premiere it, it kind of feels like my dreams are coming true of like what younger Jackie would always want.
Yeah, that's super awesome. So what was the experience like for you, considering like you directed it and you like acted in it?
Yeah, so it's actually really funny. I was not supposed to act in it. Some things came up just with my actors, and as a director, you learn that things don't always go your way. That's just like the business, showbiz, and you kind of have to act quick on your feet. Originally, I came into college as an acting major, so have a little acting on my side. But I stepped in when I needed to step in, and being in that role did exhaust me a little bit. It did push me, but I always say like everything happens for a reason, and God gives me these gifts for a reason. And so I stepped in, and I still was able to make a story and like tell my story.
That's awesome. Well, so this movie's a thriller, right?
So yeah, it's a thriller. It was a horror originally, but like when I was editing it, I was like, okay, it's getting a little too scary. But obviously, like it was getting a little too scary. But I would say like thriller, but it definitely pulls at your heartstrings at certain moments. Because at the end of the day, I don't want like people to just see Black women as like one side of like maybe angry or scared or anything like that. I want them to see the complexities. So I think there's definitely moments of crying, and then there's definitely moments of scariness or laughter. So
definitely. Well, period. Y'all make sure to catch the Pure Blood premiere Sunday.
Yes, Sunday, February 18th in Gaylord. So if you want to stop by.
Period. Okay. Well, I wanted to also touch on Queen's World Media.
Yes.
So could you explain to us like kind of what that is exactly?
Yes. So I created Queen's World Media. So the end of my sophomore year, and it was like kind of something that I was like, let me just try to do. It wasn't anything I really thought was gonna go far, but as I grew and as I like met more creatives, I realized that there's a lot of like Black women creatives that need like inspiring and inspiration. And so I see it as not only like a media, like I work with clients, but also it's a collaborative space and where I uplift Black women. And so I called it Queen's World because like it's the Queen's world. Like it's Black women's world, and like how we see ourselves as these beautiful, complex people that are the blueprint that start everything. And so I work with mainly like Black women to do like photo shoots, video shoots. I do movies as well. I do like for commercials and brands, and it's kind of just all around media to help Black women and Black people in general have opportunities in the entertainment industry. Because we know that when we get into places of like higher up, they try to like knock us down so many times or
Yeah.
say we don't have the credentials or we can't do this or that. But Queen's World is for everyone, and so it's for Black women, about Black women, and created by Black women. That's kind of like the mission statement that I created.
Yeah. So that was actually going to be my next question. Is like, what does that mean, like to you, having like a type of page like that is about, for, and you know, by Black women?
It's everything, because I think when you scroll on Instagram, like you see like a lot of like people that don't look like us.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's always like, you know, white women or other skins that are being praised. And if it is Black women, it's more of like a sexualized way.
Yeah.
And so I wanted Queen's World to be that page. Like when you scroll by it, it's like, wow, like this is the beauty of like Black women and who we really are. And so having that page, it means a lot to me. It's grown like way more than I expected, and having my friends like support me and my family support me, owning a production company at like my age is like insane. So just even starting that, I'm so glad like God gifted me with like the idea to do that, because I even like, that's so scary, but now that looking back, it's like I did it.
Yeah.
And so I didn't ever second guess myself.
Yeah, and that's definitely like it's very inspiring. I feel
Thank
like.
you.
Yeah. So next, I wanted to bridge off of Queen's World Media, and I wanted to ask you some questions in regard to my platform for the pageant, Be the Blueprint.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask you, what advice do you have for other Black women who are wanting to excel in their careers or personal lives?
I think network. Like network has helped me the entire time, like since I've been like doing my career path, was that I met other people who like looks like me in the industry, who helped me. And honestly, apply for everything. Like I applied for anything. LinkedIn is your best friend. I literally scroll LinkedIn like it's Instagram. It's kind of embarrassing, kind of nerdy. I don't know why, but I do. Like it helps. And so I apply for like anything I can. So I think networking, mentorship, and you know, apply for anything you can.
Yeah. Okay. Period. So how do you navigate the intersections of your identity, being Black and also being a woman?
Yes. So I'm really taking this class right now called Black Feminism and Womanism. And I think the concept of being like a Black woman in this like world is like crazy, and not a lot of people, like Black women do so much. We do a lot. We have to deal with not only like being Black and dealing with like racial discrimination, but being a woman and dealing with like going into the workplace and seeing other men get jobs before you, or see other men like how do I say, they can dress how they want, or they can do what they want. It's so many more complex levels than any other, I would say, intersectional race that has it. And so I feel like for me, I want to like make sure that people understand that as a black person and a woman, both of them are in the forefront, and one doesn't cover the other. If that makes sense. A lot of people kind of say like, oh well, like you have to deal with this, so that's the only thing, but like you don't realize that I have to deal with the women's stuff as well.
Exactly.
So our fight is bigger, our fight is stronger, and like every day we have to wake up and choose to like deal with the microaggressions, deal with what we have to deal with. So yeah,
most definitely. Okay, so last question: what does it mean to you to be the Blueprint, particularly as a Black woman?
I think for me, my dad always used to tell me growing up that as a Black person, the idea of success is ownership, because a lot of times growing up, like working for the man, that's what my dad used to say. The man is like not the best, but like he's an entrepreneur, owning your own stuff, doing your own thing, starting your own, being the blueprint is success as a Black person, but even more as a Black woman. And so I feel like for me, like owning my company is like the idea of me being the blueprint, starting my own book, and then start doing like my royalty pageant, Black Girls Pop, like doing all these things is what it means to me to be the blueprint, because I'm not waiting for anyone to tell me what to do. I do it. And my biggest quote is Issa Rae's quote, where it says, every time I ask permission, the answer tended to be no, so I have to make my own yeses. And I feel like for me, like I'm constantly waking up and choosing to make my own yeses, and that's how I continue to be the blueprint.
That's really good. I like that.
Thank you.
Okay, well, once again, my name is Desi Abney.
I'm Jackie Shawn.
Period.